Okay, guys, so we are looking at another way for us to solve a system of equations. And it's just using the function on your calculator, using matrices to help us solve systems. So if you guys, we're on page 13 of the notes. Hopefully you guys can see that. So let's just look at an example. Suppose the promotion manager for the expansion team can buy athletic bags for $9 each and caps for $5 each. The total budget for buying bags and caps is $25,500. The team plans to give a bag or cap, but not both, to the first 3,500 fans. We're asked to set up a system and solve to find the number of bags and caps the team should give away to not go over budget. So the first thing that we're trying to do is trying to set up the system of equations. So like the first thing I notice is that we do have some totals. We have 25,500 and 3,500. So I know it's going to equal 25,500 and it's going to equal 3,500. So caps, I mean, really we're getting a cap, or we're getting bags and caps, and if I combine them together, that means I'm adding them together. X plus Y is going to equal 3,500. And then I know the cost is $9 for a cap or bag, and then I also know it's $5 for a cap. So this would give me that system right here. Okay. So I have 9x plus 5y equals 25,500. And then I know x plus y equals 3,500. The next thing that I want to do is try to write this as a system. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 9, the 5, and then the coefficients in place of x and y. We're going to make a matrix based off that. And then I know x and y is going to be that second matrix. Remember, rows by columns. So if I take 9 times x plus 5 times y, it should equal that 25,500. If I take 1 times x, 1 times y, it should equal that 3,500. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to solve this by using the inverse function, which we talked about earlier in class today. So let's kind of walk through that. So first thing that I want to do is I want to put this matrix 9, 5, 1, 1 in my calculator. So I'm going to go in my calculator. I'm going to press second and matrix. That pops up the matrix function in my calculator. I'm going to go over to edit. This is a 2 by 2. So I'm going to type in 2 by 2. And then I'm going to put the row and column, rows 9 and 5, 1 and 1 in my calculator. So I have 9, 5, 1, 1. Okay? So that's my matrix. I just typed in the coefficient matrix into my calculator, 9, 5, 1, 1. And what I want to do is I want to find the inverse of that matrix. So I'm going to press second and mode. That quits me out of that. The way I get the inverse, if you remember from class, I'm going to press second and x negative 1 again. I'm going to press enter on matrix A. And then the inverse is just me taking something to the negative 1 power. So I'm taking matrix A to the negative 1 power. So that matrix is 0.25 and then negative 1.25, negative 0.25, 2.25. Okay? So when I do that, what I'm doing is I am taking both sides and multiplying 9, 5, 1, 1 by 0.25, negative 1.25. I'm doing the same thing and then negative 0.25, 2.25. And so when I do this, like when I take this matrix and multiply it by this one, I get an identity matrix. Now what I want to do is I want to take the rows by this column, the rows by this column to help me find out what x and y are. Okay? So I'm going to take 0.25 times 25,500. And then I'm going to take negative 1.25 times 3,500 and add those two together. Okay? And then I'm going to take negative 0.25 times 25,500 plus 2.25 times 3,500. And when I do that, when I get this, I end up with 2,000. And then when I combine all that together, I get 1,500. So I know that X, Y is going to equal 2,000, 1,500. Okay? So that means that I have 2,000 bags and then 1,500 caps. So let's just kind of walk through another example, okay? I give you a system. So I have 2x plus y equals 5,000. And then I have 8x plus 12y equals 42,000. So the first thing after that, after I have my system, is I want to write it as a matrix equation, which is right here. I have 2, 1, 8, 12, x, y, 5,000, 42,000. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this coefficient matrix and put it into my calculator. All right, so I'm going to go to I'm going to press second x negative 1. I'm going to go over to edit. It's a 2 by 2 matrix. Not 1 by 1, Mr. Graham. What are you doing? 2 by 2. And I'm going to type in the coefficients. Okay? And our coefficients were what? What were the coefficients, Mr. Graham? I totally forget. It's 2, 1, 8, 12. 2, 1, 8, 12. Okay? And I'm going to press second and mode to get out of that. I'm going to press second matrix again, press enter on 1, and then I'm going to press x to the negative 1, and I get 0.75, negative 0.0625, negative 0.5, 0.125. This is going to be your inverse matrix. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm taking both sides and multiplying it by that inverse matrix. Okay? So, when I do that, I am taking this row by this column, this row by that column. So I have 0.75 times 5,000 plus 42,000 times negative 0.0625. And then I got negative 0.5 times 5,000 plus 0.125 times 42,000. And when I finish up, I get my coefficient matrix x, y. And when I add up all those values together, I get 1,125. And then I get 2,750. Check that because I might have made a mistake. But hopefully this helps. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. But that's how we use the matrix function of a calculator to help us solve systems equations.